query model objects can be found in the Rhino tab in the Objects section. It has 6 inputs. Name, layer and group are text-based filters, locked and hidden are Boolean-based filters, and page is used to filter which layouts you want to draw data from. The component outputs objects and it has a nice built-in filter so that you can select only the object type that you want, for example curves. This will save a lot of time and spaghetti when you don't have to go filtering through the lists to find the objects that you want. This component seems to be a direct replacement for the geometry pipeline and is used to pull geometry data from the Rhino file to be used in Grasshopper. Here you can see the two components. The geometry pipeline was a bit hard-coded. You had to click and write values down to be used, but with the query model objects you can just use inputs and have them change dynamically. The new component draws the path instead of the direct reference. Here's an example of using the component. First I'm going to hide some data, then I'm going to log some data. Now we can test the component. Currently I am filtering out the locked and hidden content. So when these booleans are set to false, this means that I am not including the hidden or locked components in the pipeline. If I turn these on, the component will include those objects. Similarly to many other new components, we can use the match method to filter content. Now if I set the name filter to equals, we can only draw objects that have the name prep1, or we can only include those that are called brep2. If I change it back to wildcards and connect input text with a wildcard expression, we can now contain all the breps. I can also add multiple filters, so if I add the last text, now I'm getting all the components that have been named with 1 at the end. This means the component name here. Now if I also connect the wildcard filter to the layer, I'll be getting all the objects that have 1 in the end of their name and that are on a layer that ends with 1. So I'm only getting things from the first row. I have also created 2 named groups, one for curves and one for boxes. And if I connect the curves name to the group name filter, I will only be collecting the curves. Here I have drawn data from page 1, which is the name of the layout, and I have chosen to select annotations and points as the outputs. I think that this is going to be a really important component when managing data.